Okay, when you talk about football managers, you've got the man popular for Gengenpressing in Jürgen Klopp. You've got the man popular for Tiki-taka in, Joseph Guardiola. And then there's the man who loves to control the ball with his teams in Thomas Tuchel or Tuchel, however you want to pronounce it. And then there's the guy who presently is banking on Cristiano Ronaldo and inshallah. You're welcome to Strictly Sports. My name is Johnbinho, the hard tackling and the super dynamic Griffin Maestro. A combination of Makalele and Javi, N'Golo Kante and Andre Pele, where intensity and tenacity meets craftiness and guile. And I've got two of my guys in the house. Akachukwu, as usual, is a regular on the show. And then there is Rotimi. And together we want to talk about Jürgen Klopp, we want to talk about Thomas Tuchel, and we also want to talk about Pep Guardiola. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, we've spent a lot of time talking about him already, and honestly, he doesn't really deserve the attention we've been giving to him over a couple of episodes. So let's dive straight in. You're welcome, Akachukwu. You're welcome, Rotimi. Good to have you on the show.
Hi, John. Hi, nice to be here again.
Yeah, thank you, John. Thank you for having me on the show.
All right, let me. You're welcome for the first time. Rotimi, talking all the way from the United Kingdom. So for you to know, we are not just speaking. He's speaking from the past. The fact that he has that proximity to Emirates. For Rotimi is one of those who are suffering. The fact that their club has never won the Champions League before. But that's another day. Let's talk about Akachukwu very quickly. Akachukwu, Jürgen Klopp.
Yeah, Klopp. Like these three guys you mentioned, their philosophies are similar, kind of in a way, but they have different. Obviously, every system will have different tweaks. So I'm a Liverpool fan, so obviously Klopp will be my favorite. I love his style of football, but even since his Dortmund days, I always loved the way they played the Gengenpressing that he's famous for, like heavy metal football. So Klopp is all about Gengenpressing or counter pressing, which is basically winning the ball back. Immediately you lose it. Immediately the opposition gets the ball. So what you're trying to... Okay, so Guardiola's style of play, let me just quickly make a reference. Guardiola's style of play is similar to this counter pressing, win the ball back almost as quickly as you lose it. But Klopp doesn't just gegenpress or counter press because he wants to have the ball all the time. Klopp counter presses because gegenpressing, in his opinion, is the best playmaker. Let me just use that line. Gengenpressing is Klopp's best playmaker. Klopp feels like in that situation that you counter press, obviously, let's say you have the ball in the opposition half, you lose it, right? So in that phase of you're attacking, in that phase, your opposition win the ball back and then try to attack. When your opposition win the ball back and try to attack, they lose that defensive shape. So they lose that. So winning the ball back soon, like as quickly as possible, as high up the pitch as possible. Now your opposition then are not in their defensive shape. So obviously you're in the best position to create shots, to create dangerous situations, or to create chances to get. That's basically what Klopp's philosophy is about. High line, gegenpressing, win the ball back as soon as possible with forward passes. Although like he has transitioned, or his style of play has changed a little bit since he left Dortmund. So at Dortmund, he was basically win the ball back, forward passes immediately, vertical passes to the front, the players at the top of the pitch. But in Liverpool, it's more about keeping the ball. You see more horizontal passes, but there are still a lot of forward passes, almost like very, very direct. Basically, that's what Klopp is about. So Guardiola is more I win the ball back. Guardiola's gegenpressing or counter pressing is more of win the ball back to stop the opposition from attacking me. Like, I'm going to win this ball back to stop the opposition from attacking me. But I'm going to still settle the ball down. I'm not going to emphasize on attacking while the opposition is in a scattered shape. No, that's not really Guardiola's emphasis. Though he does that, obviously, just like Klopp still retains the ball sometimes. But the motivation for both guys counter-pressing is different. Guardiola tries to win the ball high up the pitch to stop the opposition from having the ball.
All right, still talking about Pep Guardiola. So Akachukwu, you were saying that Pep Guardiola's style is not more or less like winning the ball back and quickly trying to release it, but you're winning it back, but you're retaining possession, sort of.
Yeah, exactly. That's his own motivation behind his counter pressing or behind his tiki-taka. He's more tiki.
Arteta once said something about that. He said,
"You wanted to say something."
Yeah, I seem to recall Arteta saying something about that style of play, saying if the opponent don't have the ball, then they can't hurt you, they can't score you. So I think that's what Pep's style of football is about. He doesn't
wait. But Jose Mourinho said if the opponent has the ball, they'll make more
mistakes. Exactly.
But Jose Mourinho has won titles without this thing. Arteta has not won Jack, only the FA Cup against Lampard.
But as you can see, I've never actually been the biggest supporter of Tiki-taka. I think you need to have technically gifted players, and it's only working for Pep Guardiola because he basically has an unlimited budget. It wouldn't work.
He spends gargantuan amount of money anywhere he goes to.
I call him Spanish.
But in Barcelona, he didn't spend so much money. Although he worked for him there because he was there, like that style of play was a product of, so like all the products of the academy were conversant with that style of play. So I guess.
Yes. Yeah, and he brought Busquets, who was, rooted in the style from the academy.
He basically had a prime Xavi, prime Iniesta, Lionel Messi. He had everything.
You don't have to say prime Messi, Lionel Messi. Thank you.
Rotimi, why? Rotimi, you sound like having all these great players is a bad thing, or is a negative on Guardiola's part. If you talk about his days at Barca,
well,
it's not a negative.
I personally think Pep Guardiola is just a fraud. If you look at his record without Messi, having gone so many years without even winning the Champions League, he took the greatest Bayern Munich team we've seen in over 20 years, 3 seasons with no Champions League trophy. That is his biggest failure, and it just goes to show that Pep cannot do anything without Leo Messi. He's been at Man City for how long now? Spent £1 billion? What has he done?
He has dominated the EPL, literally. He has dominated the most difficult league in the world. He has literally dominated it. He has won the most EPL trophies, like in his short space. He has won way more EPL trophies than Mourinho or anybody you want to compare with him.
Okay, but at the end of the day,
I know he won the Champions League twice.
But at the end of the day, how many Champions League has he won? The Champions League is the greatest measure of a successful team. He has had Man City for long enough to have been able to win the Champions League. He met a greater tactician.
I agree with you.
He met a greater tactician in Tuchel in the Champions League final. What happened?
I don't really agree that Tuchel is a greater tactician than Guardiola.
No, but in-game management. Let me explain something. Since let me talk about Tuchel, for example. Since he came to Chelsea, at least, he prefers 3 at the back because he prefers defensive solidity over anything else, because he believes if you can solidify your defense, take control of the midfield, then
he's to an extent your attackers
will be able to do other things well for you. So when he first came to Chelsea, he worked on the defensive end of the game and all. He plays with his wing backs and he tries to get them to go forward a lot. Now he has refined his style of play after winning the Champions League last season. He has refined his style of play. His wing backs play like more or less at times like inverted midfielders, sort of. So you see Rhys James or Aspilicueta from the right back coming into the midfield. You get, You see Ben Chilwell, Alonso. Alonso, for example, we're playing like a striker. Ben Chilwell is coming into midfield position at certain times. Some of the goals that he has scored in recent times, or some of the shots he has taken, you see him coming inside. But when he comes inside, it's not like there is, a problem behind. He relies on the pace of Antonio Rudiger to cover that particular end. While either Christensen playing on the right side of the three-man defense, or Chalobah, which has really helped Tuchel to be able to, switch things up, because Chalobah is young, he has the pace, so the only time that you hardly see someone, pushing up and forgetting himself would be Thiago Silva. He's already so experienced enough for him to know where, he wants to put himself. But that's by the way. Now, I think in terms of in-game management, Tuchel trumps Klopp and Pep Guardiola, at least based on the recent things we've seen. In-game management, he knows, what to do. If he started the game poorly for his team, he knows what to actually do to quickly switch things up. I think the worst among the three is Guardiola. For Guardiola, when plan A doesn't work, instead of Guardiola to kind of like switch things up, and Jose Mourinho used to be the god of in-game management. Jose Mourinho could start a game with 4-4-2, for example. Things are not working. He could end the game with 2-5, whatever. He could be playing two defenders because he's trying to get a goal. And back in the days when he had the players who would die for him, it used to work for him. And the same thing Tuchel used to do now. He just brings in, certain players very quickly and tries to switch things up. For Pep Guardiola, you see him start scratching his hair, and there's a
why Chelsea play so good.
Yeah, they play with 3-5 at the back, and then the wing backs they will get so wide, and then Werner.
Do you guys understand something? Do you guys understand something? I really, really respect these three guys. I think three of them are really great, but I'm not going to accept saying Tuchel is a better tactician than Guardiola. So what you just said about sure, you said in game, but Rotimi said he's a better tactician.
No, not
so. This inverted wing backs or inverted full backs, whatever that you're talking about, that Tuchel does with Chilwell and Reece James. He's asked that Chilwell said something about he demands the strikers to score goals. Sorry, he demands the wing backs to score goals or to attack, and he demands his forwards to defend. So that inverted wing backs thing, Guardiola started it way back with Lam and Alaba, way back. He does it with Cancelo, he does it with Walker, he does it with Zinchenko.
Even further back at Barcelona, when he had Daniel Alves and the rest, he always would push one of his fullback inward. So if we used an attacking right fullback, the left fullback would move inward and play like a midfielder / centre back.
It wasn't not like he was playing wing backs. He was playing for
he was playing full backs. He was playing full backs.
He was good enough to actually cover both the defensive and the attacking end. And he had this telepathic, relationship with Messi, where both of them understood the other while looking at each other. So
that is basically the only reason why Pep Guardiola won a Champions League title. That team was unbelievably great.
Stop. Like you're not respecting Guardiola enough. Like I would admit he has not achieved his aim at Bayern.
He's been a failure in Europe. He's been a failure in
Europe. He has failed in Europe.
Akachukwu, I'm trying to get something out of Rotimi. Rotimi, are you trying to now? Let me bring it into Zidane. Are you saying Zidane won the back to back because Ronaldo was in the team?
Basically, since Ronaldo has been gone, has Zidane won a Champions League title?
No, they turn, no, they twist. That's what you are trying to say. Zidane things done.
Zidane.
Why?
It's you see, Zidane and Pep Guardiola are under the same problem. You see, Zidane has not been able to achieve anything since Ronaldo has gone.
You can't.
Second spell, couldn't win a Champions League. Same thing with Pep. Pep is even worse. Pep has had over 10 years. What has he done?
Okay, wait. I'm coming somewhere with this. So now you are trying to say this guy. I think it was what is his name? Felipe Scolari that won the World Cup 2002 in Brazil, right? He had Ronaldinho. He had what do they call it? Ronaldo, Rivaldo, and the likes Cafu, Roberto Carlos. So you are saying because obviously those guys were good players, so you just discredit the work that Scolari did in that particular squad?
You're not exactly discrediting it, but that doesn't make him a world-class manager. It just makes him a manager that was able to say yes to his players. Because
At a point, he was a world-class manager.
Players can coach themselves.
John, you had to take us back. Like you had to, bro.
He loves you know how John loves black and white.
I had to. Bro. That was black and white. 2002, Abba. I watched 2002 World Cup. That was in black and white. Well, Korea, Japan, 2002. The best World Cup I've watched. From there, all these modern World Cup.
Everything best about you is old. Like, let's just move forward. We are in 21st century, bro. Like, that's really? Like 2 years. 2 years into the 21st.
Great men.
We could use.
By the way, we
could use Bayern Munich as an example. 2 years after Pep Guardiola left Bayern, how did that season go like? Could someone remind me?
They won the treble. Is that what you want to hear?
Yes. With precisely the same team. No changes. And Pep had that team for 3 years.
Rotimi, do you rate Mourinho?
Mourinho is an unbelievably great manager. He's been betrayed several times.
Why did he not win the Champions League with Ronaldo in Madrid? Ronaldo, Kaká, Ramos, all those guys. Why did he not win the Champions League there?
His spell at Madrid was an utter calamitous failure. And it was down to
How can you say it was a failure?
It was down to Iker Casillas and the rest of the Spanish national team. There was a divide in the Madrid dressing room due to Iker Casillas. So that's why you see he dealt with him a lot.
That was towards the end. But yes. I don't think Mourinho was a failure at Madrid. I don't like the fact that you're judging people and managers based on their ability to win the Champions League or otherwise, or if they won the Champions League to so time or otherwise. I don't think it's fair. Guardiola won the Champions League twice with Barcelona. There are great managers that will never win the Champions League once in their lives. Okay. So the fact that Guardiola won those 2 Champions Leagues is good enough for me. Sure, he has not been up to standard, but whatever he has failed at in Champions League, he has more than made up for it.
Yes.
Domestic wise, but he has actually more than made up for it domestic wise.
Let's win in England. He has decimated the whole of Premier League. He has thrown everybody away. He has told us.
Talking about the Premier League,
if you don't know anything about football,
Abi, let's talk about the Fantasy Premier League now. At least before we wrap up.
The Fantasy Premier League. He's been dealing with me a lot these past few weeks. I've had a couple.
We are talking about. Let's talk to the expert, Rotimi. Let's talk to the expert. We know the rest of us are here to make.
Now you the boss. Now Rotimi the boss.
Expert. Self-acclaimed experts.
Boss,
Rotimi, are you a boss?
The expert.
I've had a couple terrible weeks. I'm
not boss, London boss.
I'm not sure I trust myself to give any fantasy advice.
I didn't know how.
I really messed up last week.
You really what?
I messed up last week. Okay, I don't even have the I don't know. I don't even have the mind to check my team. Maybe I'll have to clean my team. So I need to get some at least 1 or 2 players. So maybe I'll check before the deadline tomorrow. Hopefully.
Last week was okay, but to be honest, I thought I was having a really bad week, and then I came back and I saw that I had green arrows. I was like, wow, surprising. But I mean, this week looks like it's going to be a good week. Every week looks like it's going to be a good week, to be honest. But this week, Salah is playing West Ham. Chelsea are playing Burnley. There are so many good assets to get. Man City are playing against Man U, and I'm seeing a lot of people getting rid of Man City assets, and I'm like, why?
Why would you do that?
Why would I do that?
Man U will collect.
No, but to be honest, I don't see that game being as one-sided as most people think.
It's not going to be one-sided. Man U goals. That's what I'm saying.
I think that match could very well end a 3-3 draw.
Yeah,
3-3 call.
That is No, John, the thing is, you see Man City, you could see Ronaldo and or Rashford scoring against Man City. So
Sure.
I see a very high scoring game, and Man you definitely concede, but I think Man City will concede too. Man, of all the big teams, I think the people Ole has tried the most against is Man City. I think, yes,
Sure, that's right. But that's being able to, whatever they're trying to stop the noisy neighbors who are not actually noisy neighbors anymore, because they've done well.
I also think the Spanish fraud has a tendency to overthink when it comes to difficult games. We saw it in the Champions League final when he totally threw his tactics out the window and started something different. I expect him to do something else this weekend and just throw in a different.
You're just hoping that Ronaldo would score.
No,
I mean, you're disrespectful to Guardiola, Sha. Me, I'm not even going to lie.
Yeah, leave him. Enjoy your disrespect. He will clap your team. Okay, now not your team, obviously. Your team is in mid-table now. I mean, where's your team, Seth?
I personally support Cristiano Ronaldo FC.
What is the name of your football club? You support Arsenal? Arsenal.
No, I support change and movement. So like the fact that he says he's a Man U fan, so it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
See,
Because you moved from Arsenal to Liverpool. I want to move.
I
Look at me here, loyal to the bone, blue blood flowing through the veins.
I moved up north from London up to Manchester. You know, the weather is nice.
So you are a Stark now. You stay at Winterfell.
Yes, as you can see, I'm not a Stark really, but I like staying north of the wall.
But winter is here, you know, but winter is here for Man U.
But Ole, like funny enough, I don't know. But do you guys think things have turned for Ole? Guys, like why do we end up talking about Ole in every podcast? I hate the fact that we end up talking about
Ole tries to make everyone believe everything is all right. I like it because it keeps Man U going. You know, it gives them hope. You know, it's the hope that kills Man U fans because they will have hope. Like last season, he took them a step beyond the semi-finals, and you know, he just showed them it was like at least got to see the Europa League trophy. He smelt the air of being Europa League champions. Without Chukwueze didn't even play that game. They didn't even play. They lost to One Foyt was
Emery. Emery is like, speaking of tactics here, and we're talking about coaches earlier. I don't think Unai Emery gets enough credit too. Like, I really, really rate that guy. I'm not going to lie, when he was at Arsenal. When he was at Arsenal, that was around the time when I stopped being an Arsenal fan. At first, I thought he was good. But then I started having doubts, and then it ended with me thinking this guy is a fraud, or he's meant for a small club or an average club. He cannot coach a big enough club. But like, I've changed my mind. So I think what's wrong with Emery is one of the best tacticians in the game to me. Tactician, in-game manager, I think he has that. Like anything that has to do with tactics, organizing.
I find some objections with that statement.
Manager is his man management. To me, that's his big problem. He doesn't have the man management skills of Pep Guardiola or Klopp or Jose Mourinho. Do you get? Or Ancelotti.
Good evening.
Do you know the biggest problem that Unai Emery has as a tactician? It is what you named as one of his strengths, is in-game management. When Unai Emery starts to win a game, if he goes into halftime 1-0, he comes out of halftime making sure he doesn't concede. He's happy with 1-0. And you see that tactic it doesn't work. It can't work at a big club because all it takes is for the opposition to score one.
I agree. He has a bit of, he's pragmatic. He's not I'm winning 1-0, let's go and score 2-0, 3-0. He's more of, I'll try to keep the game at 1-0, maybe score if I can score one.
And that's what killed him at Arsenal. At Arsenal, he had terrible defenders, and with terrible defenders, you can't lock up shop. You have to score more than the opposition. You can't keep clean sheets. And he always, once he scores, he removes his best attacker, tries to defend, and he concedes a silly goal. So I don't believe he can succeed at a team like Man U. You have Harry Maguire at the back. and you try to lock up shop, it won't work.
But you heard when Newcastle were said to be going for him, they were actually going for him. I think I felt like that was the best possible manager they can get in that situation. He's going to take you from. He would have taken them from a relegation threatened / mid-table team to like a 6th, 7th kind of team. Like that's what his specialty is. He would have been extremely good at that. So they know that when he's leaving, they are not going to look for a top manager. They have funds. They're not going to look for a manager that will take them from that 6th, 7th to Champions League team. But then I think he ruled himself out of the job. And then now I'm hearing they are going for Eddie Howe.
Yeah, so, but I personally believe that Eddie Howe will be a great success at Newcastle. No one is
Eddie Howe.
One of the downsides to Eddie Howe's tactics is he can't play that with bad technical players. That's if a player is not he needs players that are good enough to play the way he wants
to play the ball. But funny thing, Newcastle have a lot of those players. So, like if you really sit down and look at it, Newcastle have players to play that game. If they want to get Eddie Howe, like in their defense, they have Shah. They have Fabian Sharp, but he has not been playing well or much of recent. They have Lascelles. Lascelles is good enough on the ball. At left back, they have this guy. They have Richie. In their midfield, they have Hayden. They have Shelby.
Then there's what did they call that guy? John Shelby. What's that nickname? Forgotten his nickname. He was a Liverpool player before now.
Obviously,
he's actually
coming in. He has to bring some of his players.
Yes, Miguel Almiron. And then Joe Willock is actually coming from a sound academy, Hill End Academy. That's Arsenal's academy. So he's actually sound enough to technically.
And they have that man, that technically gifted genius.
Who?
Alan Saint Maxime.
That guy is mad.
His end product is my problem.
Don't say that. Don't say that. His end product is good enough for a team like Newcastle.
He's like Willian.
His end product. He's not. He's not, John. His end product is good enough. I'm telling you. It's just a gift people have. What's his name? Saint Maximan. He scores and assists enough. It's just maybe he's not on the pitch enough. He gets injured. That was last season or previous season. But this season,
the difference maker is going to be Callum Wilson. If they can get the ball to Callum Wilson in the box, that's going to be a very big.
If they can keep Wilson and you know this guy used 2 strikers. How he used 4-4-2. So imagine how using Saint Maximan and Wilson and managing to keep both of them fit. That's going to be a good team, a really good team in my opinion. Enough to be mid-table.
I'm also seeing rumors that they are planning to spend a lot of money in January.
But the thing is, who players are you going to attract with Eddie Howe? That's my problem. Like, why are you going for Eddie Howe? He's not going to attract the kind of players you want.
Don't be too sure of that. We've seen money can attract even the best players to,
we'll only wait how they want to use Eddie Howe to attract players. Whatever it is.
Wait. This is very random. But I saw a post yesterday or day before yesterday where Jibril Cisse, did you guys see it? Where Jibril Cisse said Hatem Ben Arfa when his feet are on the pitch.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it. I scrolled away.
Yeah, you just pretended not to see it, right? You just pretended. You didn't see that blasphemy.
Yeah.
Wait, to justify his statements, have you seen Ben Arfa's what he didn't explain it well, but have you seen Ben Arfa in one moment, just does some steps and all.
Ben Arfa is really skillful, but
Ben Arfa is skillful. There are skillful players. Like, have you seen Sofiane Boufal? Have you seen Adel Tara?
Yes.
There are skillful players and flair players. But that doesn't justify you to come and...
Wait now. There was a time Ben Arfa, Benzema, and Juninho were at Lyon, if I'm not mistaken. There was one point. They were at Lyon. They were doing a madness back.
John, did you hear the comparison I made? He said whenever he's on the pitch, he's as good as Messi.
No. He didn't explain it well. Maybe he's trying to say those is 5, 6, 7 seconds.
Why are you trying to read his mind? We are working with the statements he made.
All right, it's time to wrap up now. Before we sleep here.
But you all know me. I'm not the biggest fan of Messi. But even I know that is just pure blasphemy.
When you say you're not the biggest fan of Messi, you mean you're a Messi hater.
Guys blaspheme, calling Messi and Ronaldo, where in the midst of a man that has won 3 World Cup titles. Everybody gets to blaspheme.
John, please, I beg you, don't start.
The man that played farmers.
He played against farmers. So what was Messi and Ronaldo? What were they playing against in Spain?
Professional footballers.
Plumbers.
Professional footballers, bro. Pele was playing Hungarians and people that were traveling from Europe.
Europeans.
When they travel for like 1 month by sea, you catch them on the beach.
1 day, bro, not today.
Don't even start that Pele talk.
Okay, so who is the GOAT of boxing?
It depends. You can say Muhammad Ali. You probably want to say Muhammad Ali.
You can say Muhammad Ali. Who did he fight against?
Who did he? He fought against everybody now.
But he fought for freedom. He fought for freedom.
Well, I'll come for you guys. Don't worry, I'll come for you guys. You know about Einstein, Isaac Newton, and the likes, and how they were like smartest guys, these ones and stuff like that. The guys that were in their era, 90-something% of them were not farmers and soldiers and yes, that's blacksmith.
But they also had Marie Curie, all those. They had all that.
He was in small, sample space. Now everybody, look at all of us are geniuses. If you hold a phone now, let's take a phone back to that generation and tell Isaac Newton to press phone and
John, I know you are not comparing Pele to Isaac Newton. I know you are not doing that.
Pele is the Isaac Newton of football, bro.
Oh wow.
The Isaac Newton of football, bro.
Wow.
How about Einstein of football, bro?
Wow. Pele.
I swear,
Pele that counted training ground goals.
No, 3 World Cup titles.
5%.
If Ronaldo wins 1 World Cup title, come and meet me. Let's have a conversation. Messi has even played in the final. If Ronaldo enters final, next year's final.
If Pele wins 5 Champions League trophies, come and meet me.
Pele won Champions League in South America. He played there.
Why didn't he come to Europe?
He was a national property in Brazil. You know how good you have to be that a country will say these boys are a national property. You're not living
Rotimi, we have triggered this boy. Like we have triggered him.
Please let us wrap up. Thank you very much.
Sorry.
Thank you very much on this episode. It's been wonderful.
Yeah. Nice chatting with you guys.
Yeah, thank you for having me on the show again, and it's been nice being here.
All right, so it's been a wonderful episode today. Thank you very much for being with us. Akachukwu, and then Rotimi as well. Johnbinho is my name, and I'm the Super Dynamic Griffin Maestro. Don't forget to spread kindness wherever you find yourself. Bye for now.